Now, exactly 3 years ago, on the 27th of December 2021, I finally got hands-on with the PS5. I was unboxing it, super excited, and 3 years later, exactly the same time, the PS5 Pro is in-house. Let's unbox it, give it a first play, and a quick look comparison against the PlayStation 5. So let's get into it. This is the PlayStation 5 Pro. What do we see on the outside? 4K 120. We don't see the 8K sign anymore, which is funny enough because there are some games that are actually going to be supporting the 8K if you've got the display. And I believe it is using display stream compression, high dynamic range. It is a disc-free console. This is an all-digital console, so it's better to compare this compared to the PS5 digital, not the disc edition, because you do have to get that separately. PlayStation 5 Pro, we've got a PEGI rating there for us in the European and UK region. And yeah, we are pretty much unboxing this and seeing what we've got here. We're gonna take it nice and easy. And as you can see, we've got the PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, which is their upscaling technology. Apparently there should be like a separate AI chip that's built in alongside what PlayStation are doing with the AMD hardware that's in there. It's meant to be an overall 45% uplift when it comes to graphics, but it is still using the same Zen 2 CPU architecture. So yeah, this is very impressive so far for a mid-generation, upgrade. So let's see what we've got here. So yeah, let's do this. Let's unbox this baby. Whew. This is a late Christmas present that has finally come. Yes. I'm gonna try and keep it nice and easy. Wanna keep everything nice and cool. Unboxing the PlayStation is always a techie experience because it's very easy to rip the box, and I don't want to do that. I want to kind of just keep everything nicely intact, so bear with me. Right, here we are. Gentle and easy does it. Gentle and easy does it. All right, let's go. We've got a couple of things here. DualSense 5 controller, of course. Yes. DualSense 5. We've got the feet because the stand is sold separately, so you kind of need the feet to adjust a bit nice and play nice. We've got the power adapter, USB-C to C cable, HDMI 2.1 cable, which is fully compliant. Right, and let's get in. PlayStation 5 Pro. Oh my goodness. There's so much happening. And we've got the booklets, quick start, all of that jazz. Let's put this aside for now. And just unwrap this bad boy, get straight into it. Probably see many unboxings, but it's Christmas, so why not see one from me? So here we are, PlayStation 5 Pro. I'm gonna put the DualSense Edge controller to the side for a moment, and we are pretty much gonna be switching to top down, so we can get a better perspective of what we're working with right now. This is the PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, I will say the design of it as an all-digital console without the disc is so much nicer. I didn't want to admit this, but this feels like a much better console disc-less than it is with the disc. But what do we have in terms of the ports and arrangement? Of course, we've got HDMI 2.1. I don't know if they've increased this to 40 gigabits per second or 48 gigabits per second, because the ones that know technically, PlayStation 5 was limited to 32 gigabits per second, and this affected things like VRR and FreeSync support. So I hope they fix this. I'm hoping so. You've got the LAN port, I believe it's gigabit or 10 gigabits per second. I'm not 100% too sure. USB-A ports, obviously for legacy, the power input, which you can see the little PlayStation button icons there as well. That's a really nice touch. And of course, you've got USB-C at the front for both, which is great. And you've got one that signifies 10 gigabits per second, power button here. And oh, this does look good. This does look good. This does feel really good as a disc-less console. Very excited for this one. I'm just looking at the fine details. Yeah, this looks good. Right, this is just an initial unboxing of the PlayStation 5 Pro. What we're gonna do is we're gonna set it up with the TV, with the Panasonic MZ2000 65-inch 4K 120 OLED TV. And then, yeah, run some games on it, see if I feel the difference by itself. Then I'm gonna load up the PS5 and see what things are looking like there. Okay, so I've set up everything I can for the PS5 Pro. I've got the PS5, which is obviously the disc edition that we're gonna compare it to. And once we go in there, we've got the 30th anniversary edition set up, which was so clean. I probably, recorded it for you to see the play. You can change the sound from PlayStation 1 to, PlayStation 2. And you've got PlayStation, 3, whole nostalgia. This really takes about 30 years of PlayStation. That's crazy. Yeah, Sony have been doing a lot when it comes to it. Storage-wise, as you can see, is 2 terabytes internal. This is diskless, and already I ran into one problem where I realized that my copy of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is actually disc. Now, luckily with PlayStation Plus Extra, you get Ratchet and Clank with it, so I've been able to download the digital edition for both PS5 and PS5 Pro to compare them to see. But already, I do have to get the disc drive for it. Now, they're all sold out, so to get it is gonna be it's gonna be a problem. It's basically gonna be a problem. So that's just something to consider when you're going discless, like what this console is. Now, we're able to pretty much output everything because this is a 4K 120 Hertz display OLED TV, 65-inch. This is the Panasonic MZ2000. I've done a video on this, so go check it out. But yeah, this is really good in the sense that you can pretty much bring up the home menu, go to control, and then, things like VRR, which is variable refresh rate, is enabled. Auto low latency mode, you can do the 4K 120 Hertz bypass. But what's great is that I'm still able to get 120 Hertz NVRR, even though I'm capturing footage straight from my PC. And that's all thanks to Elgato. So shout out to the guys at Elgato. They hooked up the new 4K Pro. Now I had the 4K 60 Mark II. Now this allows you to bypass and pass through 120 Hertz NVRR at the same time. So I really, really like the fact that I'm able to capture out 4K 60, still play out 4K 120. It's captured on my Windows PC. I can pretty much see everything and give you 4K 120 capture when it comes to bypass and pass through, and I can still experience everything that is great about this. Now, when you go into the settings and you go to the display and video, you can see that there is an 8K output. Obviously, I don't have an 8K TV, but the most beneficial part of the PS5 Pro is going to be the 4K 120 Hertz support, which you've got a resolution automatic, which you can set to 2160p 4K UHD. VRR, which is automatic, 120 Hertz, which is output there, but it does have an 8K mode. So if you do have an 8K TV, I think Formula One and Gran Turismo, they're gonna be the games that support it. So that's gonna be very interesting to see. And I believe that's using a form of display stream compression, which I guess is nice. Let's see what the PS5 Pro is about. Now, I've got 4 games here. It's gonna be God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and a Spider-Man 2. Now, let's go into it here. Let's go into Spider-Man and see what Spider-Man is saying so we can really see what we're working with here. We're gonna run through these games. It's probably gonna be a long-winded, raw one, and you can see that with the MZ2000 from Panasonic, it does give you information of when things like HDR is active, VRR is active. You can see the 120 Hertz mode working. We're gonna start this off, and the game is pretty much complete. So we're gonna continue, and you can press it, long press to give even more information. So you can pretty much see how the refresh rate is, variable. You can see it with the hertz on the display there. So pretty much tells you all that you need to know. Let's go into the settings first, right? And Insomniac have been good with this. They've just been out of the gate really good. Performance Pro. So this is what you're getting on here. You're getting Performance Pro and you're getting Fidelity Pro. And you can change things like, you can see that the ray trace, shadows, reflections, and ambient occlusion, RTAO, they can all be changed in Fidelity Pro. Now, it targets 30 FPS, but if you have 120 hertz display with VRR, you can do 40 hertz or 40 frames a second. So this is one of the features of the PS5 Pro, especially Performance Pro. So we're looking at what we're getting here. We're gonna put that up. And let's pretty much rock through. These are just gonna be quick gameplays. I'm not gonna do too much. I ain't played this in a while, so I'm definitely gonna be rusty. Ooh, I was just slick with it, man. Let's activate the wingsuit. I'm gonna take the information off the screen so we can just get a clean feed. I'm just basically looking at this as my first impressions, and can I really tell a difference? Well, we'll see when we put the PS5 on and get game capture. We're gonna go through all the PS5 Pro stuff first and then see. Get the wingsuit, and I do love this wingsuit, man. Great addition to the game. Can't wait for Wolverine. Cannot wait for Wolverine. Yep. So let's just switch this up, right? Let's go to visuals. Let's go to Fidelity Pro, right? Let's apply and restart and see what it says in terms of the information. So we're gonna go to visual. And if we take that off, we can see Fidelity Pro. It says this mode targets a lower 30 FPS per second for players who want to experiment with the new ray tracing graphical features. These new features can be turned individually to reach higher immediate frame rates, especially when using a VRR variable refresh rate, 120 hertz display. Pedestrian traffic density may increase, you see. So you can tell that already, to benefit from the PlayStation 5 Pro, you really need these newer generation HDMI 2.1 displays that do 4K 120. Without it, especially with things like VRR, variable refresh rate with FreeSync, and NVIDIA's, G-Sync technology, and things like auto low latency mode, yeah, you're not really gonna be benefiting from using the PS5 Pro, in my opinion. Right, so let's put the information up. So you could already see the frame rate is low on this. You can just tell, right? So this is probably targeting the 40 FPS mode that we've got, because we've got a VRR display. It targets it further from there. So again, if we didn't have a VRR 4K 120 hertz display, this would be 30 FPS, but because we've got it, we're actually running this at 40 FPS or 40 hertz, which is great to see. And then of course, you can go to visual and you can, turn off the key light shadows, make them medium high, make them medium off high. So it's interesting. I'm gonna need to spend a bit more time with this, but it's just an interesting way of how things are on here. Let's come out of this, because we do have to play it on the PS5 as well, just so we can see the comparison. Overall, like I said, I like the aesthetics of the console without the disc, but by principle, for the price, £699, yeah, I think it coming with a disc, it should have been something that was, considered and done. Right, so let's switch over to Let's close this game. Let's switch over to Ratchet and Clank. Again, another Insomniac game. You can tell that without a doubt, Insomniac have just literally just been killing it. They've just been killing it. They've just been killing it. And yeah, they haven't skipped a beat when it comes to getting the best out of these consoles. All right, let's go to settings. And we go to graphics mode. So again, you see you've got Performance Pro, you've got Fidelity Pro, very similar to what you're seeing with Spider-Man. So this is something that's very consistent from what we're seeing. 120 Hertz mode enabled. Again, you can see the description. It says when you enable 120 Hertz output, it's set approximately in the system. It's set appropriately in the system settings. Utilize 120 Hertz refresh rate of a compatible display to reduce input latency and enable higher frame rates. The frame rate target at 30 FPS per second in the graphics mode is increased to 40 FPS. If VRR is also enabled in the system settings, frame rates will further increase and vary based on gameplay. So this is, again, the benefit of, if you're thinking about getting a PS5 Pro, if your TV doesn't support HDMI 2.1 with 40 or 48 gigabits per second, auto low latency mode, VRR, and 120 Hertz, don't bother getting it, in my personal opinion. So many feature improvements really come down to that. So let's look at the Fidelity Pro. Let's resume this game. It's gonna be more from the beginning. Overall, I am still impressed with the general principle of it in terms of the improvements and the mid-generation recycle. I don't mind it if it's every 4 years or halfway point of the generation cycle that we see these upgrades, so long as it's tangible. And I think for the games that are coming like GTA 6, this is where it's gonna be at. This is where it's gonna be at, unless Microsoft and Xbox bring out their own mid-range or mid-life refresh and improvement, you know, to what they've got with the Series X. This is probably gonna be the best system to play games like Grand Theft Auto 6 when it comes out. So just take that into consideration. When I was following the initial launch of the PS5 Pro with the enhanced game improvements that they've got, you know, a lot of what was around was with what Insomniac were pretty much bringing out with things like Ratchet and Clank. It's impressive. I look at it visually, it really does look good. I feel like there is an improvement, more Ratchet and Clank. And again, it could be a placebo effect, but it is a tangible improvement so far. So far, Ratchet and Clank is the one. Spider-Man, I just couldn't really tell as I was going through my pre-testing before doing the recording. Rivet. I love Rivet. So like furry and cute.
Here, it'll help you get home. I designed it to be one side.
Just gonna skip the cinematic for now. Jeez, there's Ratchet.
Don't you think it's weird to throw a celebration for us?
It looks good. It looks good. The cinematics really do look good. I'm gonna skip it just so we can go to the gameplay. So let's look at how things are. So VRR is enabled, HDR10, percentile qualtile, which is the PQ, and 4K. Let's take a slow walk and just kind of take it all in. Captain Quark.
Gift from Clank to Ratchet.
Oh dear. Must he tell the entire galaxy? Wait, a gift? For what?
Oh, you will see. It is awaiting us at the front of the parade route.
Well, we better get moving then.
It all started on planet Bell. Ratchet, a restless...
So this is one thing that was demonstrated, the confetti. Again, I'm no digital foundry in terms of doing some crazy side-by-side. I'm of course doing the best I can with the game capture, and we will switch over to the PS5 afterwards. But yeah, we can see that the crowd density is really something that's up there. That's a massive improvement. Again, it's like if you have to be really intentional to look, then yeah, I'm lucky. I've got a 65-inch OLED TV that's up to date. Supports all the latest features in terms of VRR, ALLM with auto low latency mode. So I have a better chance of experiencing, the difference of the PS5 Pro. If you don't have such a display, I don't think you need to really be considering it, in my opinion. But so far, Ratchet & Clank feels like the one that I noticed the most difference. It's the finer details, but yeah, I feel it. Got a gun. Oh, sorry. Let's get some action in.
I do not believe this is part of the show. Whoa! Yep, real bullets.
Who booked these guys?
But you gotta love a surprise.
Someone put a bounty on us?
Whoa.
This is not about your gift.
Let me switch it to visuals and we go into Fidelity Pro. Let's confirm. And let's go into visuals again. Fidelity Pro high, 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 high. So this is running at 40 Hertz or 40 FPS. Ratchet & Clank just looks good. It looks even smoother than what we're seeing on Spider-Man. Yeah, the 40 FPS mode here looks really clean. Don't know if it shows, yeah. It's even targeting a high refresh rate and a higher frame rate.
We must get to the front of the parade route.
So just to confirm that we do visuals, Fidelity Pro, high, high, HDR's on, yeah, chromatic aberration, got the gravity boots. Yeah, so far, I'm really digging what I'm seeing on Ratchet & Clank. I'll be honest with you, the Fidelity Pro mode so far for Ratchet & Clank, this looks impressive. This looks really good. Oh, died.
And now our heroes traverse this.
Very impressive, the Fidelity Pro mode. This is very playable. This was not that playable when it came to the PS5. That I remember for sure. This feels very, very close to even 60 FPS. Wow. This feels like 60 FPS. So this is, I would say this is the first game that I'm playing right now that I can really feel the difference with the PS5 Pro and it benefiting from such a game like Ratchet & Clank and the improvements. This is more credit to Insomniac, I'll be honest with you. Because the Fidelity Pro, with this VRR display and all the settings, this feels like 60 FPS and you're getting such a crisp image. This looks great. This feels great. I like this. All right. So far, I would say Ratchet and Clank, this is the first game to really benefit from that. All right, let's quit. We're gonna go home. We're gonna close game. I'm gonna open up God of War. Sony Santa Monica Studio. We're gonna go into the settings. Let's look at visuals, take the information off. Graphics and camera. Now, this is already where you can see you've got favor quality and you've got a PS5 Pro enhanced mode. So adjust rendering settings to favor either improved frame rate or image quality. Default setting is PS5 Pro enhanced. Quality features enabled at higher frame rates, dynamic resolution favoring quality. Target FPS 60. And you've got this PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution PSSR anti-aliasing, which is obviously their image reconstruction technique, anti-aliasing, you know, AI-based technique that they've got built in there. Apparently there is a separate AI chip that's doing this on top of what the AMD hardware has in there with the improvements that come with RDNA 3. Yeah, this is great. It's a custom built. Let's load game. Will it be here? Let's see. Yeah, okay.
I see why my sons fell to you. Even this lesser version of you. But I am not my sons.
This looks good though. This looks good.
Plans for him.
Kratos. Love this guy, man.
There he is. There's the god of war.
Interesting.
Consider your blood debt paid.
I'll be seeing you.
Be seeing you.
Told you he'd make it.
Kratos, it's Sindri and Brock. That was quite a fight. Can we?
Oh, now! Odin is with Atreus.
Oh no. I'll go get a gateway ready.
Come on then. Ain't no long walk. Well, good to see you making new friends. Ain't that me old there pack a punch? You know we made that hammer, right?
You have mentioned it.
I know that. Wasn't ever sure you were listening. At least it was good to see the axe hold their own. Kind of the point.
All set. This'll get you home.
Interesting.
Hey, one last thing there.
God of War pretty much is a PS4 game first. People need to remember this. It's built from the ground up for the PS4. Then obviously upscaled for the PS5, and then the PS5 Pro adds to it. Whereas if you look at Spider-Man 2, that's a PS5 game. You know, Ratchet and Clank is a PS5 game. So I'm not immediately noticing the benefits of the PS5 Pro for this one, just because it's just such a well-polished game for the previous generation system. But, you know, that's just me personally. And there isn't any other, you know, settings to really go for, to really see. So boy, had to. Okay.
I was about to look for you.
Are you hurt?
Are you?
What does he want?
To pay for the roof.
All right, let's come out of this let's go into Horizon Zero Dawn. Sorry, Horizon Forbidden West, not Zero Dawn. Let's close the game. That'll be the last one. So far, it's Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart that's impressed me the most. Not gonna lie. That's been the most meaningful, just first impressions, looking at really grasping what we're seeing right here. Guerrilla Games. Such a great franchise this is. Haven't had time to really sit down and play it as much as I would like, but of course it was part of the Game of the Year title with BAFTAs that I was, judging for. So something I'm, really, really proud of. And it is a good game. Guerrilla Games don't miss when it comes to what they've done. Let's go into settings and see what's up with this. When we go to visuals, things are much more straightforward. You can see that you've got the Favor Performance Pro, which is, high fidelity at 60 FPS, which is great. And then you've got Balance Pro, which is high fidelity plus 40 FPS. So this is the difference where I would say Favor Performance Pro is going to be your best option. Let's continue and then see what we've got here. You can see that the VRR is enabled. It's one thing I really love about the MZ2000. Definitely check out that video as well, like I said. Game control board. You can show the information. BT 2020 color space. And it's straightforward. All right, let's look at this. Again, variable refresh rate. It's enabled and active. Oh, this game does look good though, I'm not gonna lie. Damn. I haven't played this game in ages. So it's good. Ooh.
Get to the grass.
Never seen one of those before.
Me neither. Those dead machines have it on alert.
How do you want to handle it?
The focus can help us.
So yeah, things are looking very good when it comes to
Before we make our move.
Okay.
Another
Okay,
one's
cool.
coming.
All right, let me switch the visual settings. And we're gonna go to Balance Pro. So it doesn't change, but yeah, you can see it. It really drops. And the VAR isn't really kicking in to help. It drops to 40 FPS. I don't like this one.
Concentrate.
Yeah, I much prefer for Horizon Zero Forbidden West, much prefer the Favor Resolution Pro. You've got VRR that works and it just looks better.
Leaving. What did everyone else do?
Well, as soon as the celebration was over, my mother led the
seems
rest
to
of
be-
Nora home.
Sluggish.
The Sun King put his people to work. Rebuilding the city. And I set out
Cool.
to find you.
Seems to be sluggish.
Someone shot this machine too.
Yeah. So we're gonna quit this one. Go home. And those are the 4 games that we've tested. Again, this is just more of a quick impromptu Now let's go over to the PS5 and see the difference in what we have in terms of the gameplay experience. Okay, now we are in the PlayStation 5. I've got the disc edition, as you can see. Let's pretty much see what we're working with when it comes to the PS5. Now, when we go to the display, as you can see, there isn't the 8K option, but you still do get 1440p. You get a resolution at 4K. VAR, which is obviously the variable refresh rate, 120 Hertz mode, and of course, auto low latency. This is pretty much what you're getting as we're seeing right now. System, HDMI. And yeah, this is pretty much what we've got working with. Now, let's go into the games, right? We're gonna run the 4 games again. Let's start with Spider-Man. If we go to start, and we go to the same, continue. Let's go into the settings, visual. See, we don't have a Performance Pro. We've got Fidelity and we've got Performance. We don't have a Performance Pro and a Fidelity Pro, right? VRR is uncapped because obviously we've got variable refresh rate support and we've got 120 Hertz mode. So yeah, take that into consideration. This is pretty much what we're working with, right? Already, I can tell the sharpness, it just isn't there. This is just from a distance. I'm really not capping, but it just doesn't look as sharp. So Performance Pro already, in my opinion, now going back to the PS5, I can tell the difference. I'm surprised I'm even able to tell the difference. It's not night and day where, you know, I'm like, go and rush out and get the PS5 Pro. I'm saying this and I'm saying this all the way through. The display that you have is still the determining factor. You still need a new generation HDMI 2.1 display that supports 120 Hertz, 4K or 8K 60 or both, right? That's what you need to be working with because a lot of these modes really benefit from that. So just take that into consideration. Already just playing it, you can just tell it just doesn't look as sharp. I'm actually surprised that I'm able to tell the difference. Let's go into Fidelity. Let's apply and restart. And I believe because we're running 120 Hertz, it should be doing this at 40 FPS. It looks cleaner. Yeah, the Performance Pro on the PlayStation 5 Pro, it's really, there's a difference compared to PS5. With the Fidelity to Fidelity Pro, it's not as much as I would like to say, but a Performance Pro, yeah, definitely a difference in terms of detail, sharpness, and clarity. Yeah, I can definitely notice it there. I think this is enough for me to notice. Okay, let's come out of this. Let's quit. Let's go to home. Let's close game. And let's boot up into Ratchet and Clank. Oh, no. There we go. See, this is the problem I was saying about not having the, you know, the disc. All right, let's go to here. Let's go to settings. Let's just come out of this. You can see we've got the Performance RT and the Performance and Fidelity, right? So yeah, the Performance Pro, let's have a look. This is Performance RT. I'm gonna resume. Ratchet still does look good on the PS5, man. No beef with it. It does look good on the PS5. It really does. Let me just skip this cinematic for a minute. Skip cinematic again. Bring it to Ratchet. I would say just the fur on his back looked better on the PS5 Pro just by a bit. But this still looks good on the PS5, you know. Honestly, Ratchet and Clank was just a really, really well done game from the jump. Considering this is a launch title, yeah. Insomniac, man, we've got to give them props. Gotta give them props. Yeah, I can tell the difference. I can tell the difference. I can tell the difference. Yeah, I can. The PS5 Pro does look a bit better. It does look a bit better. It really does. Not by much, but it does look a bit better.
Yes, folks, we have a momentous day.
You can tell the crowd density as well. Just the image does look better on the PS5 Pro from what I remember.
From Clank to Ratchet.
But performance RT does look good.
Must he tell the entire galaxy? Wait, a gift? For what?
Oh, you will see. It is awaiting us at the
But honestly, the Fidelity Pro mode for Ratchet and Clank, that's what really impressed me. That really impressed me, for real. Crowd density still looks very impressive here.
From the night sky, Ratchet rescues the defective warbot, and the rest is intergalactic history.
Okay, interesting. Interesting kind of events here.
And now, our heroes will clear this.
Yeah, the Performance Pro is a real, it does really make a difference. But Fidelity Pro and Ratchet and Clank, that really impressed me. That really did impress me.
Shooting skills. The Hall of Heroes is safe.
Still looks good on PS5, I'm not gonna lie. Still looks good on PS5. It still does look good, Ratchet and Clank on PS5.
Ratchet, I do not believe this is part of the show.
No, it's not. Man, these guys are taking hits. Where are we?
Someone put a bounty on us?
And I'm gonna switch to visuals, and we're gonna go to fidelity. Yeah, it just doesn't, yeah. It's good, but yeah, the Fidelity Pro on the PS5 Pro definitely felt smoother. Definitely felt smoother.
I hope this is not about your gift.
And you know, the variable refresh rate was kicking in for it. Definitely felt smoother, looked smoother, and the image did look sharper. And just the graphical detail. Okay, all right. I'm seeing the potential of the PS5 Pro here. But it's a game-by-game cases, and obviously this video is going to be long enough as it is, so I apologize for that. Kind of just wanted to make it like a nice, raw sit down and play just like what I did with the PS5 when it first came out. Well, actually a year after when I got it. So funny how it was exactly the same time last year. Shout out to my network EE. They tossed up a solid offer for add to plan and 0 interest. And I just couldn't pass it up. Just so many vouchers that came with it. So yeah, I can't complain.
No way! Nefarious has been retired longer than we have.
It still looks good. It still looks good. It still does look good. But yeah, the PS5 Pro, when it comes to Performance Pro and Fidelity Pro especially, yeah. It did. It's something that I'm really, I'm vibing with overall. Good luck. Ooh. Yeah, this looks better on the PS5 Pro, this part with Fidelity. So I've got to give it to them. Yeah, held up better on the PS5 Pro. All right, let's come out of this. Let's go home. Close game. And we're gonna go into, I believe it was God of War. Ragnarok. Let's play the game.
I see why my sons fell to you. Even lesser version of you.
Honestly, God of War is the one that really doesn't look any different, if I'm going to be honest with you. It looks no different. Like I said, it was a PS4 game first, enhanced by the PS5, and then further enhanced by the PS5 Pro. So I can't really tell the difference. So that's credit to Santa Monica.
There he is. There's the god of war. Consider your blood debt paid. Be seeing you.
Yeah. I'm struggling to tell the difference of God of War, if I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Kratos! It's Sindri and Brock. That was quite a fight. Can we...
Oh, now! Odin is with Atreus.
Oh, no. I'll go get a gateway ready.
Come on, then. Ain't a long walk. Well, good to see you making new friends. Ain't that me old there pack a punch? You know we made that happen, right?
You have mentioned it.
I know that. Wasn't ever sure you were listening. At least it was good to see the axe hold their own. That's the point.
All set. This'll get you home.
Yeah, let's see.
Hey, one last thing there, Tiny. If you got Aesir at your door, then I reckon your protection stave's busted. Once you chase Odin off, you got another place to lay your head tonight? And I don't mean that talking, though.
I will not abandon my home.
Oh, yeah? And what's to stop the all-fucker from spying on you? Or Raven pecking your house to splinters while you're asleep in it? Nothing, that's what. You go get your boy, and I'll speak to a certain someone about putting you up at his place in a pinch.
Yeah, I'm struggling to tell the difference with this one for God of War. Maybe some parts, but if I'm going to be honest with you, no. All right, let's come out of this one, play the last one, and then pretty much wrap it up, which is going to be Horizon Forbidden West. Let's go into settings, visual. We've got balanced and favor resolution, but these are not pro, you know? So we continue and have a look. Yeah, the PS5 Pro really does help this one.
The blight's not just poisoning plants. It's killing animals too.
Then people will get sick too.
Let's go to settings.
And starve.
Yeah, the PS5 Pro really does make a difference for this game when it comes to the fluidity.
Done this way.
That's interesting. Yeah, this game really benefits from the PS5 Pro. My goodness. Balanced. Yeah, the PS5 Pro really does help this one.
Get to the grass.
Never seen one of those before.
VR's on.
Close that machine. We can scan the machine before we make our move.
Okay. Another one's coming. Find
Okay,
anything
cool.
good?
Okay, a few supplies.
Yeah, PS5 Pro definitely benefits for this game, I would say. 100%.
So after the fuss over me leaving, what did everyone else do?
Well, as soon as the celebration was over, my mother led the
Okay.
way to the
We're gonna quit this one. And that pretty much wraps up everything when it comes to my first play of the PS5 Pro. Doing a comparison against the PlayStation 5. And I would say this, definitely, there's a difference. I'm surprised. I didn't actually think there was gonna be this much of a difference that I'm seeing. And I mean, considering I'm in the best case scenario, I've got both consoles, exact same games, a top end TV that I can really benefit from. Yeah, there is a difference and I didn't think there would be. So that's a very interesting one. But yeah, watch out for my full review and experience with the PS5 Pro. I'll have several content out for it. Definitely an interesting one. Definitely not against mid-generation upgrades. And here we have it with the PS5 Pro. And so far, it's better than I thought, except for the fact that it doesn't come with the disc drive, which I'll talk about more in my full review. But so far, it's more impressive than I thought. It's a good look. It can be hard to tell, but the main benefit is the TV that you have is what determines it. That's it for me, Ben from Lover of Tech. If you enjoy videos like this, you know exactly what to do. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS, the Tech Lover Squad. You don't miss any future videos on the channel. I hope you're all safe during this time. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.